Hi, welcome to lesson number 2, tariffs. We are still here. We are not going anywhere. We need to solve as many tariff questions until you understand what is over here. You see, this is important. You need to understand what is over here. We need to cement this within your brain. So again, like I said in lesson number 1, before you answer any tariff questions, you have to ask yourself 3 questions. Or maybe we can even say 5 questions, but let's say 3. Cents or rands? So we have been given these NMB water tariffs for 2021 to 2022. The first thing that we are supposed to ask ourselves, is it rands or cents? Well, we can see here that it is rands per kiloliters. Also here it is rands per kiloliters. Is it VAT inclusive or VAT exclusive? We are told that value added tax, but we are not told anything. Oh, here we are. We are told that these particular tariffs, these ones, they are VAT exclusive. However, these ones on the right, they are VAT inclusive. So we have that information. We are going to use it. Periods can be in years or in description. This is what I was talking about. Remember previously on lesson number 1, we had a periods which were in years, 2022 to 2023, 2023 to 2024. But now we have ones which are in description. Tariffs during water shortage. Tariffs for normal water availability. They are in description rather than in years. Blocks or steps, are they there? If they're not there, you have to add them. Well, they are there. We have step 1, step 2. Solve intervals vertically and not horizontally. You by now understand that. So now let's get started. Now we have a question. The question says Mr. Rodolph claims that if they use 0.73 kiloliters of water per day while there is a water shortage. You see what I'm outlining here? These are the important things which you should be making notes about. So if they use 0.73 kiloliters when there is a water shortage, so he's giving us a description or a period. So that means already we should know that our focus is going to be here, here, here. Why? Because this is during water shortage. Had he said that normal water availability, then we would be using these. He pays less than 30. So he says that he pays less than 30 rands per day, including VAT. This particular period is VAT exclusive. He says that he's going to pay 30 rand per day, less than 30 rands per day, including VAT for the water. Is Mr. Rodolph's claim valid? So let's start with our calculations now. Again, how do we start? We look at the given tariff. 0.73 kiloliters, where does it fall? Under which step or under which block or under which category? It falls between a 0.5 and a 0.8. This is where it falls. This 0.73. The first thing you must find is where does it fall? You can, in fact, you can do it like taxation. We looked at the numbers on the right. Between 0.3 and 0.73, which one is big? It's 0.73. Doesn't fall on step 1. Between 0.5 and 0.73, 0.73 is still big. Between 0.5 and 0.8, this is where it falls. We can say with confidence. Look at this. Now look at this. Step 1. Step 2. With confidence, we know that this is where we are going to end. Why? Because we have determined that 0.73 kiloliters falls under category or step number 3. But remember, I made something on the last lesson and I said we are going to solve it here. This is where we are solving it. Last lesson, we had 30 kiloliters. They were exactly as the interval. The interval was like 15 to 30 kiloliters. But here, it's not 0.5 up to 0.73 kiloliters. So we must make we are supposed to make this work for us on step 3. How do we do that? We go and eliminate this 0.8. Why? Because we don't need the 0.8. Actually, what we are looking for or what we need is 0.73 kiloliters. The reason why we did that is so that at the end, after the end of step 3, we are going to get exactly 0.73 kiloliters, and you will see that. If, let's say, for instance, we were given to calculate for, okay, not 0. We are given to calculate for 1.4 kiloliters. Where does 1.4 fall? It doesn't fall in step 4, it falls in step 5. But look, it's not 1.0 kiloliters up to 1.4 kiloliters. How do we account for 1.4? We account for it by cancelling this and putting here 1.4 kiloliters. Put that into mind. Also, it will be helpful as we continue. So, we are still here. Step number 3. This is where we're going to end. So now, again, remember, solve, interval, and then multiply by the rate, and then get us the answer. This is W answers. Yes, so let's start then. Interval number 1, I said you have to do it horizontally. There is no other way you can do it because it's the first one and it has a 0. So it's more like saying 0.3 minus 0. What do you get? We haven't done this, have we? Nope, we haven't. Don't forget to do that. You will be doing yourself an injustice. 0.3 minus 0, what do we get? We get a 0.3 kiloliters. 0.3 kiloliters. We have solved the interval. Then what's next? We multiply by the rate. Which rate? Is it this rate? No, it's not. Which rate is it? It's this one. How do we know? During water shortage. While there is water shortage. This is tariff during water shortage. So it's supposed to be 20.81. Let's get the answer for that. So 0.3 is already here. 20.81. We supposedly get a 6.243. We are not rounding anything off. These are not the final answers. We are done with step number 1. Let's go to step number 2. Step number 2, we are solving it. Remember, I told you are going to encounter intervals that allow you to do it horizontally. Like you can simply say this 0.5 here minus by this 0.3 here. But because we are cementing vertical in your mind, take it as if it's 0.5 subtracting this 0.3. It's still the same thing, I know. But we are trying to do something. We are trying to build a foundation here towards success. 0.5 subtracting a 0.3. So let's come to our calculator. 0.5 subtracting a 0.3. What do we get? We get a 0.2. So it's 0.2 kiloliters. Multiply, after solving the interval, we multiply by the rate. The rate, we are done with this one. The rate is 31.80. 31.80. Make sure you mark so that you don't, like with taxation, make sure you mark here. You don't want to get wrong for things that you understand. Make sure you mark. So 0.2 is already here. Let's just say multiply by 31.80. So we are told that it's 6.36. We are done with step number 2. Let's go to step number 3. We are not saying 0.8. No, we have cancelled that. Our bigger interval now is 0.73. So it's going to be 0.73 subtracting a 0.5, which is up there. So it's going to be a 0.73 subtracting a 0.5. What do we get? So 0.73 subtracting a 0.5. We get a 0.23 kiloliters. Multiply. After solving the rate, you have to multiply. After solving the interval, you have to multiply by the rate. This is where we are. So it's 6.316. What's the answer? Multiply by 6.316. So let's come here. We have a 14.628. Now that we have arrived here, we have to prove, have we fully accounted for all that we are supposed to pay, which is 0.73? Only this is going to tell us. Remember, these are the interval. This is interval number 1. This is 2. This is the third interval. So let's check. 0.3 was the first one. 0.2 was the second one. 0.23 was the last one. Look at that. We know with certainty that we have done. So you see why I did what I did here. It's important. Like I told you, even if the case was for 1.4 kiloliters, you're going to cancel this 1.6 and put this and use it so that at the end when you get this, you walk out of the exam room, even the walk out of the exam room is very esteemious. It's full of glory because you can tell that this person knows what they were doing there. Anyways, let's continue. Let's come here and get the answers. 6.243 plus 6.36 plus 14. Okay. 14.628. We are getting 27.231. Is this the final answer? No, it's not. Why? These amounts, they are VAT exclusive. Our question says that he will pay less than 30 rand per day, including VAT. How do we include VAT? Now, the question that I should be asking you, how do you want us to go? Decimal or fractional form? Someone is saying decimal form. Okay, thank you for telling me that. So let's simply, because it's decimal form and we are including, we multiply by 1.15. If it was the fractional form, because we are including, we multiply. What do we put above? We put a 115 and then below 100. We should get the same answers for this. It's already here, so let's just simply say multiply by 1.15. What are we getting? We're getting 31. So R31 point. We can round this off to 2 decimal places because the final answer 32. Let's see if we use the other one. 27.231 multiplied by 115 over 100. We are still getting the same thing. 31.32 rounded off to 2 decimal places. Is this correct? He says that he was going to pay less than 30 rands per day. But having done our calculations, we can say that nope, it is not. It is not. Mr. Rudolph's claim is invalid because he's paying more than 30 rand per day when we are including VAT. Without VAT, yes, indeed, he was going to pay 27 rand point. It was going to be less than 30 rands, but because it is with VAT, it's not. Now, let's quickly go on to the next question and see how we can try and solve this one as well. So, on this particular question, electricity can be purchased from Eskom in 2 ways: prepaid and postpaid. Below is adapted comparative table. Let's just get to the answers. Now, again, our 4 or 5 steps, but 3 most important ones. Step number 1, is it cents or rands? Now look at here, cost per unit. Oh, look at this. It's actually in cents. It's in cents. This is very important. Step number 2, VAT inclusive or VAT exclusive. Prices exclude VAT. Look at this. Prices exclude VAT, so they are VAT exclusive. Step number 3, we said that periods can either be in years, 2023 to 2024, or in description. Here they're in description. It's prepaid and postpaid. Now, number 4 is whereby we are talking about actually if there are no blocks, you have to add them. There are no blocks here. I mean, when I look at this interval in this and this, there are no blocks. So I can say block number 1 here, block number 2 here, and block number 3 here. See what I'm talking about? And then you have to solve it vertically instead of horizontally. By now you know that. So since we are done with our steps, now we can start solving the question. If a household uses 256 kilowatts of electricity on the postpaid, we have been given the period. It's the postpaid. So our focus is supposed to be on the postpaid system. How much would they pay for their electricity consumption excluding VAT? Excluding VAT. Because the prices already exclude VAT, we should be fine. So we are not supposed to add anything at the end. So let's get to it. So we are accounting for 256 kilowatts of electricity. The first thing, Prepaid is the one whereby you have a fixed monthly cost of 200, and then for each and every unit you are supposed to pay 70.855 cents, not rands, cents. See now the steps they are paying. See, when I say we are building a foundation through which you have to be successful, or through which you are going to become successful, this is what I'm talking about. You're not going to make mistakes if you follow exactly what I'm doing. Postpaid is that there is no fixed. Nil simply means zero. There is no fixed monthly cost, but you do pay for whatever you have used. So just like previously, I told you there are many. There are telephones, there are electricity, there is water. If you have the basics right, you will be able to solve all of them. 256 kilowatts of electricity. Where do they fall within these tariffs? Is it here? No. 256 is bigger than this. Is it here? Yes, because 256 is smaller than this. Look at this with confidence. Block or step, however you want to write it. Block 1. Block 2. With confidence. I know this is where we are going to end. We are going to end at block 2. And we are supposed to get the right answers when we get to block 2. So, what did I say? Does this look like 256? No. If it does not, what do? We cancel it and we put the right amount, which is 256. You know why we are doing that. That is important. So now let's continue. Let's continue with the white. So, having written block 1, what is the interval? Remember, I'm still going to write it. Solve interval. Multiply by the rate. Get the answers. Yes, just like that. It doesn't change. You get the basics right, you get the right answers, and you pass, and you are happy. I don't know how I am going to be happy, because chances are I'm never going to meet you. Anyways, continue. So first one, horizontally, because we don't have any other option. What is 50 multiplied by 0? So this is the interval. So we get 50 kilowatts multiplied by the rate. So we have solved the interval. Now we have multiplied by the rate. We are going to use this rate. This is the postpaid rate, which is 69.36 cents. So 50 is already here, multiplied by 69.36 cents. See, we are getting huge amounts. We're getting 3,468 cents. And put this C here so that at the end you don't get lost. We are done with number 1. Number 2, we are not going to say 350. No, we have solved that. You remember? We have cancelled that. So we're no longer using it. What do we use? 256. 256. So we are going to say 256. Minus by what? Do we minus by 50.1? No, we don't do that. Why? Because that would be horizontal. How do we solve? Vertically. So where do we go? Minus 50. What do we get? 256 minus 50. We are going to get 206. Multiply by the rate. So we have solved the interval. We have to multiply by the rate. The rate is obviously this one. So the rate is 81.60. So let's say here, 206 is already here, multiplied by 81.60. We are getting 16,809.6 cents. Important cents. We are done. You do these steps, you will know when to finish. The trial and error is going to come in the last section or in the last lesson, because there is no other way of doing that. But here, nope, there is. Let's prove. Did we account for everything? And how much are we getting? So let's see. We got 50. Remember, this was the first interval. This is the second interval. Plus the second interval, which is 206. Does it give us 256? Yes, it does. It's 256. So we know that we have actually calculated accurately. Now let's go to our prices. Our prices is 3468. It isn't it 3468? And then we plus that by 16809.6. What do we get? We get 20,277.6 cents. The question said that how much would they pay for their electricity consumption excluding VAT? Okay, the amount excludes VAT. I feel like the question should have said how much in rands. We are adding to the question how much in rands, since these are cents. How do we convert cents to rands? We divide by 100. Cents to rands divide by 100. May use a different one for the second one. Rands to cents, you multiply by 100. Yes. So let's divide by 100 and let's see what we are going to get. So it's already here. So actually, let's see. 20,277.6 cents is actually 202.776 rands, which we can round off to 2 decimal places to be 78. It is already without VAT. They said they want it without VAT, so we leave it like that. If they said they wanted it with VAT, so let's say the question said that including VAT. See, now we are adding to the question. Including VAT. What are we supposed to do here? We're supposed to multiply the decimal way, or the fractional way. Going to get the answer. So yes, that was just about that. And you can continue to put even more practice, and you can use these tariff tables. You can come up with questions. You can come up with just the random numbers. What if they said that you have to calculate how much you are going to pay for 550 kilowatts of electricity, maybe in cents, maybe including VAT. Play around, build, continue on the foundation. So yeah, see you on the next one. Thank you. Keep well.